live. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a cell emblem because I don't have a cell emblem as of yet. All the emblems you see here are my creations, and I look forward to sharing more with you. Please do pause if needed when looking for measurements of some of the shapes that I will be altering in order to get some of these images. Also, some of the gradients that I use will be exposed as well. I'm going to be showing you how to do all of that. This is Majin Buu, my most recent one. You can see my first take on Majin Buu here. Didn't do too good, I don't think, so I decided to do a full face shot because you could put more details into the face shots as opposed to trying to do the whole body. So yeah. And yeah, so here's Kid Buu, there's Ultra Instinct Goku. As you can see, I also put my clan tag Silent Headhunters on each individual, or at least I try to put my clan tag on each of the emblems that I make, in case they decide to go ahead and start sharing the emblems again on Call of Duty. All of mine would have my tag on it, Silent Headhunter. So yeah, there's Lord Beerus. There's the first take on Majin Buu. There's Vegeta Evolution. Here's another take on Vegeta. Here's a Frieza take. I didn't like that one, so I did a full face shot. There's my Frieza Gold take on it. Something for the clan there. There's Jiren. Everybody loves Jiren. Goku doing the Spirit Bomb. More of Vegeta. You can tell he's probably my favorite. Got Goku, Vegeta Ultra Instinct. Terrible, but the effects are cool. More Vegeta. Again, terrible, but the effects are cool. So I completely fucked this one up, but people seem to like it anyway. That's Jiren. Some more shit for my clan, Silent Headhunters. More shit for my clan, Silent Headhunters. Unfinished shit for the clan. More shit for the clan. Alright, so let's get started. Today I want to be making cell. So we will be starting with layer 1. Layer 1 is going to be a ball. And as you can see, I still have my grid on, so you can see how big I want the ball and everything. I'm gonna try to make it as universal as possible by putting the ball right there in the center. Try to keep everything as simple as possible. I want you to also remember to look to the upper right hand corner of the screen where you may find the layers used, the position, the scale, the rotation, the color, and the opacity of each individual layer that I will be using. I want you to focus on that because I will not be calling it out, as I will be skimming through this as quickly as possible. It'll take me long to make, and I'm sure it'll take you even longer. The reason why you should try to make some of my emblems are because my emblems are more complex, more realistic, with a shortened amount of layers. It does require a lot of patience, so if you don't have that, I suggest you go ahead and back out of this video right now. But I promise you, my videos, my emblems are most of the time top notch. So yeah. As you can see, I hit the I'm gonna try to walk y'all through some of it. If some of y'all don't know what the fuck I just did. So I toggled to solid color editor. You can see the option buttons up there near the square emblem editor. On the side of the emblem editor square, on the side of the grid, you have those buttons and whatever. So yeah, So I'm just gonna delete that and show you what I did over. So we're in layer 1. I picked a circle. I'm gonna minimize it to about right there. You can check the position, you can check the scale. The position didn't change, the scale did. So yeah, minus 76 on the x-axis, minus 76 on the y-axis, no rotation. Even if it was a rotation, because it's a circle, it wouldn't really show up. So then you can see the color is on black, 0xFFFFFF. The opacity is all the way up to 100. So given the options of the buttons that I could pick for what I could how I could manipulate this circle, we're gonna go to color picker. So hit triangle, go to color picker, and after you hit triangle, you want to check out your other buttons. It says options, and then you can toggle the gradient editor by hitting that big ass pad button right above the L1 and R1 opacity options. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and hit the big ass pad button to toggle the gradient. I need you guys to actually be smart and read along so that I don't have to explain this 100% to you guys, and we could just hurry and get done with this emblem. So also, if you want to just like look through this video, skim through it, and don't want to actually watch the process of how it's made, please feel free to just skim through to the end and then fall back and try and see if you really like it, the end product, then see how I created it. But I would appreciate if you did watch the video and subscribed, because this is something that I'm going to be sharing with you guys. Okay, so my color 1, I decided to make it that color, and then my second color is going to be black. So then if I click in my first analog, my R analog, if I click it in R3, it says toggle to radial gradient. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to toggle to radial gradient, and then it's on 50 right now. I'm going to go down to the offset bar, and then I'm going to scroll all the way up closer to the black, and as you can see, there becomes a black ring around the color that I've chosen for color 2. Alright, so as you can see, color 2 is the secondary color, or the color, you know, the radial gradient. That's the outside color. The perimeter color is color 2. Perimeter color is color 2, and the area color is color 1 when you are doing radial gradients. It's different from the other gradient. So I'm gonna go ahead and you know, I guess this can be any color you want. I'm gonna go ahead and leave my color on that. So yeah, if you want to follow along, just, you know, follow along. Please feel free to pause the video if needed to you know, catch up. And right now what I'm doing is I'm actually looking at cell pictures online. That way I can try my best way possible to make cell. Okay, so next we will need and there's so many different ways I can go about this, guys. So please try not to get distracted from me just moving around. Okay, right now what I'm doing is I'm looking for layers, and more often than not I like to look for the best layers. I'm very picky when it comes to picking my layers because you only get 64, and although that seems like a whole lot, it's really not. Okay, so the idea of the matter is you want to do more with a less amount of layers. So right now what I'm going to focus on before I start to do his face is I'm going to start to do the armor shell green stuff on top of his globe dome marble head. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be working on the upper portion of Cell's head. So yeah, and also feel free to oh, that looks neat, don't it? Huh, that does look neat. That looks neat. I don't know why it looks neat, but it does look pretty fucking neat. Huh. That'll be nice, wouldn't it? Think I can do that? You guys think I can do that? I could, but it's gonna require more layers. So I want to leave that right there, and then we're gonna come back. Like I said, I like to do more with, you know, the less amount of layers. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna see what can I get away with. It's always best to see what you can get away with before you go ahead and make your official call. As you may already know, if you were paying attention earlier, you know that I am working on his forehead region. So, no, although that is not difficult at all, I still want to save my layers instead of going to the most obvious choice, should I say. So, like, the way his head is set up, it's going to require that I use at least 2 to 4 layers to make it really detailed, and I want to try to use at least use 1 to 2 layers instead of 2 to 4. And I'll explain that further as I go along, but if you could master this technique, I promise all of your emblems would be detailed just like mine. So far I haven't really found anything that's gonna help me. But in the back area, however, I can still receive some help. So, yeah. There we go. I like to think that helps a little bit. Read the scales, read the layers, make sure you pause the video, because I don't want to have to keep telling y'all my position of my x-axis and the position of my y-axis is -7 on this emblem here, you know. Alright, so just read the shit. Alright, make sure you're reading the DNA of each emblem. Upper right hand corner, yo. If you don't know how to read what's on the screen, I can't help you, okay? Like, I can't keep talking to you and telling you, you know, like, you gotta read the numbers of the screen, like, because it's gonna get really difficult. So, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to looking for the dome piece, or his forehead region. Now something like this can also pass, you know. No, it can't. Okay, so I definitely thought that that would work, but apparently not. Alright, now it's time to stop being cheap. Save layers. Okay, so far I don't have anything. I'm probably gonna go back to the one that I had before, if I could find it. I believe it was this one. This one seemed like the more the most flexible layer when it comes to making Cell's forehead. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this and try and call it a day on that portion. So I want this to sit very nicely. I want it to go off of the page, you know, because I don't want to have to show you, you know, how straight that point has to be or whatever, you know. I want to hide that by making it go off the page. I'm also gonna, Cell has a very yellowish color to him, to his green, if you really look at him. So that's what I'm gonna do. Very vibrant yellow. So, you know, I want to make this you can see where everything is by looking at the position on the x-axis and the y-axis. You can see the scale of the object and how I stretched it. Then you can see the rotation, you can see the color, then you can see the opacity. So then I just pretty much copied that. I'll show you how I copied it. If you look at what it says on the screen, it says to copy layer, hit the big square button on your controller. So that's what I did. And then I hit right on the D-pad and then hit options for paste. Then I click X on that layer that I want, and then I want to flip it. So to flip it, I look at the pad options and it says hit the big ass button, and I flipped it. So now I can carry it over this way and rotate it. As you can see up in the upper right hand corner, the rotation scale is changing as I rotate it. It's going from 300 to 200, 90, 80, 70, 60s. Now it's going back up to 300s, but I don't want it in the 300s. It's probably going to be somewhere in the 200s. So I'm just going to eyeball it, and I'm going to say it goes right there somewhere. Alright. Excuse me. Okay, so now what we want is something for his eyebrow region. I'm thinking about something like this, you know. Not too sure how that's gonna pan out, honestly. I don't know about that anymore. Now, like I said, guys, if I could find something with just one layer, you know, that would be dope. But 9 times out of 10, I'm not gonna find what I'm looking for in just one layer. Of course, I have to use several layers to build, you know. So, yeah, what I'm doing now is I'm working on his eyebrow region. And like I said, it'll be super fucking dope if I could find one layer to kill all of that. And that's the gist of it all. That's how you want to get your emblems looking super dope. You want to, you know, do more with less, should I say. So yeah, so far I don't see anything that would probably work in my favor. And this is a part of emblem creating. A lot of times people make these really simple emblems, but you know, the detail don't be all that, you know. So I'm gonna show you how to get your detail popping. I'm also gonna add this right here for his face when we get to it. Okay, because I also need to know where his face is gonna be. So, you know. And I'm just slightly tweaking the head region, so you know, you can or you don't have to make those adjustments. Uh, just deleted that layer. Okay, so not gonna do anything with that right now. Actually, I did see something that's gonna help me out a little bit with as far as the curve goes to his eyes. You wanna go down to World War II. You wanna go down to that emblem right there, and then you wanna rotate that. You wanna bring it up. You wanna level it out like that. Now, if you had something else better that could do this better, then that now would be the best time to tell me. Uh, but I believe this would help with the rotation of his eyes once we get to that point. Okay. Okay, I don't want to use that simply because it has the point in his face. So, okay, again, I could use 2 layers to do this, but I don't want to use 2 layers for something so simple, okay? So, I have to find something that is curved like a bird. Maybe this one would work. Yeah, but then hold on. This may actually be something. Yeah, this may actually be something, guys. Hold on. Oh yeah. 1 layer. I fucks with it. Now let's get another layer. Something that's gonna seal the deal. So what's gonna seal the deal? Like maybe something like this. Maybe something like that, guys. Okay. No, that doesn't work. And these are starting to piss me off. Seems like if we alter them just a little bit though, we could get rid of that gap in the middle. shit. Sorry about that, guys. Don't do that. Don't do what I just did. Okay. This is where I meant to put it. Alright, we got what we need. And like I said, you just gotta keep up. You know what I'm saying? Just keep watching and keep pausing, keep watching, keep reading different shit, you know, the shit over there. Because I can't keep telling you what the fuck, what number, what's gonna be on. Okay? You see, if you follow along, you'll be just as good. Promise. All right. So as you may know, this is one of the most important essences of cell. And it's okay to spend a lot of layers on some essence. By what I mean by that is, you got you got like Goku, for instance, and he's got, a different type of hair, and if you want that hair to look really nice, you got to make it really detailed, but first you got to get the essence of it, so it's okay to add more emphasis on your essence after you grab the essence. And for Cell, that green shell looking thing on top of his head is essentially his essence, I would say. So yeah. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and try and find a layer or something that's gonna serve for both ears, and I believe I can do that by grabbing a a I can do that by grabbing some type of round rectangle with the rounded corners like this, and it's gonna serve for both his ears. Now generally they're generally okay, never mind. What I gotta do right now is I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do for his eyes, because that is what's technically next. And we're not gonna jump all over the place too much. But I feel like this would be good for his eyes, simply because I could save layers. The only thing with that is I don't always get to get it where I want it to be. So yeah. Oh, also with this, I can toggle the gradient, turn it black. Alright, whatever. I was trying to get rid of the point, but I'm probably not going to be able to get rid of the point right now. So this looks like a decent area to start off as far as his eyes are concerned. Okay. That'll work. I hope y'all see what's going on because like I said, man, I can't keep talking through this shit. I ain't gonna never get done if I keep talking through it. So all this shit comes off the dome, you know. Probably wondering about these. These little things. I'm actually going to make this a little bit more black. Cool. Then I'm gonna take this. I'm going to make it appear as a highlight instead. Okay. I'm just gonna get rid of that all in general. Told you this thing, it could take long as hell. I told y'all. Uh, Props though if you continue to watch it from start to finish. Hope you saw what I did there, cause if you didn't, oh well. So yeah, after that, you maybe want to grab some drops, some drippy drops or something, like anything that can make a little drippy drop blotch. And I'm thinking maybe something like this, cause you know, then turn it that way, and then shit. So like, no matter what we do, it's not really gonna show up, honestly. Oh, I must admit that looks pretty cool, but I can't do that. Not right now. What I'm working on is blotches for the head. So, although you might see me do some cool shit, they won't. Most of it won't stay until I figure out, you know, the best way to go about some shit. So yeah, this is probably gonna be the only thing that I'm gonna use, honestly. This is pretty good with the circles and shit being everywhere where I need it to be. So how about we just go ahead, turn this black, put a gradient on it, you know, color picker, then go to the gradient, and then you know, turn this part red so you can see how much you want to cut off, you know, because that's pretty much what we're gonna do essentially. We're just gonna cut this shit off. The shit that we don't need, we're gonna cut it off. So yeah, like I said, we're gonna cut that off by turning the opacity all the way down on it. So I haven't mastered how to cut shit off yet. As you can see, I'm working on it. All right, that's awesome. Okay. So now we're done with that. Probably gonna delete that and delete that. Um, Sorry guys that I keep, deleting shit on you, but that's the way the world works sometimes, Um, the reason why though is because, though you may have thought it looked cool, there's better things, there's better ways we can do things, okay? So just remember that. Always remember that there's better ways to do things. If you ever see me delete something, it's because I have a better way to doing it. Okay, like for instance, these are my ears. Okay. These are my ears. And now I need ear holes, right? Now I need ear holes. Well, I need ear holes, so why not make ear holes? I'm gonna use an H because I'm bold. He said, what? An H for his ear holes? Can he pull it off? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know anymore. I don't want to use a whole lot of layers for something as simple as his ear holes, So, I'm thinking maybe if I just... Oh my god, I'm sorry guys. I don't know how to navigate yet, so You'll have to excuse me. So far I'm having a terrible time finding ear holes with one. Oh, that may be something right there. Sure, I could do that. I don't need to turn the gradient down if I'm gonna cover up that area anyway, right? Right? Right. So yeah, we're gonna put the ear holes there. Put the ear holes there. Then we're going to I'm not comfortable with his head being that skinny, I gotta be honest with y'all, man. But I keep looking at this picture and I guess his head is that skinny, so fuck it. What if I stretch these out a little more? If I brought these out some more, I'd be able to make more room for his head, right? Yeah. Alright. That's that. You know what? He's straightforward. I don't need to have fucking ear holes if he's straightforward. Right? Waste the layers, right? Right. Stay with me, goddammit. Stay with me. Okay, so now I'm gonna do a gradient. Always remember to save your emblems as you go. Because sometimes the game might turn off on you or whatever. For the neck, before we get carried away, for the neck, I'm going to toggle a gradient circle. And for the eyes, I'll have to go back to what I had before because I can't make it with just one layer. So See, so far, he's looking pretty good. You know? Not done yet. Well, folks, you have it. I still have a whole lot of room to go, and I only got a couple of layers, eh? This is the quality of my cell so far. Mind you, I have more room to do more shit. Man, I'm tired. Wow. Too many more layers. And that's how you make cell, I guess.